So the first question, basic structural and functional unit of life is, answer is number 3, it's the cell. Second question, some nucleotides. So here they're talking about some nucleotides, not all nucleotides. So the first statement says contains hexose sugars. That is wrong. All nucleotides, they have pentose sugars. Then if we talk about answer number 3, 4 and 5, that means serve as enzymes, act as oxygen carriers, serve as food reserves. Those 3 features are common to all nucleotides. In the question we have to select the feature which is found only in some nucleotides. So the answer is answer number 2, act as organic cofactors. Then question number 3, which of the following statements regarding microscopes is correct? The first statement says, in the light microscope, visible light is passed through the objective lens and then through the specimen. That is wrong. This is the order of passing light. So firstly, light passes to the specimen and then through the objective lens and then finally through the eyepiece. So light goes from bottom to top basically. Specimen, objective lens, then eyepiece. So that is wrong. Second statement says projection of light beams through a vacuum is the principle in electron microscope. That is wrong because in the electron microscope it's not a light beam but an electron beam. Third statement says scanning electron microscope is used to study the internal structure of cells. That is wrong. Scanning electron microscope is for external structures of the cell. The transmission electron microscope is what they use to study the internal structure. So the third statement is wrong. Fourth statement, transmission electron microscope is used for detailed studying of living specimens. That is wrong. Transmission electron microscope is for non-living specimens. Fifth one is the answer. Magnification and resolution power are important properties of all microscopes. That is correct. So even if it's a light microscope or an electron microscope, the magnification and resolution power are important properties. That is the answer. Fourth question, it says in the cytoskeleton. So it's about the cytoskeleton. The first statement says microtubules are formed by actin. That is wrong. Microtubules are formed by tubulin protein. Second statement, keratin is not present. That is also wrong because in the intermediate filaments you can find keratin. Then if we talk about the third statement, it says microtubules are involved in the movement of organelles. That is correct. That is given as a function of microtubules, movement of organelles. So third one is the answer. Then if we see the fourth statement, it says microfilaments are involved in the movement of chromosomes during cell division. That is wrong. In cell division, these chromosomes are moved by microtubules, not microfilaments. Fifth statement, intermediate filaments provide channels to secrete materials from the cell. That is wrong. So the answer is number 3. Fifth question, in the cell cycle. So it's about the cell cycle, and when they say cell cycle, they are basically talking about mitosis, not meiosis but mitosis. The first statement says DNA synthesis takes place during the G1 phase. That is wrong. Synthesis phase is the S phase, so not G1 phase. Second statement, protein synthesis occurs during G2 phase. That is correct. So protein synthesis is given in G1 phase and G2 phase both. So second one is the answer. Third statement says formation of spindle begins during the metaphase. That is wrong. Formation of spindle starts in the prophase. Fourth statement, condensation of chromatin fibers take place during the S phase. That is wrong. It happens in prophase. Fifth statement, division of cytoplasm occurs during anaphase. No, division of cytoplasm occurs during cytokinesis. Sixth question, which of the following statements regarding chlorophyll is correct? So the first one says chlorophyll absorbs violet, blue and red light. That is correct. That is the answer. Second statement says chlorophyll B is the main light capturing pigment in plants. That is wrong. Chlorophyll A is the main light capturing pigment. Third statement, chlorophyll A is most efficient for capturing green light. That is wrong. Chlorophyll does not absorb green light. Chlorophyll never absorbs green light. They will reflect green light. Chlorophyll A mainly absorbs red and blue light. Fourth statement, chlorophyll A is involved in absorption and dissipation of excessive light energy. That is wrong. Absorption and dissipation of excessive light energy is done by carotenoids. Fifth one, in photosystem 1, chlorophyll A absorbs light at 680 nanometers wavelength. No, that is wrong. In photosystem 1, it absorbs 700 nanometer wavelength, and in photosystem 2, only it absorbs 680 nanometer wavelength. So the answer is number 1. So the seventh question, a compound formed during ethyl alcohol fermentation, lactic acid fermentation and aerobic respiration is. So ethyl alcohol fermentation and lactic acid fermentation is under anaerobic respiration. So if we consider the compounds, you can see that pyruvate is formed in all three. So the answer is pyruvate. Eighth question, during the evolution of organisms, coelom was first developed in. So that is a fact we have to know. The first coelomate organism was annelids. So answer is answer number 1. Ninth question, which of the following structures can be seen in annelids as well as in arthropods? If we talk about these structures, clitellum. Clitellum is only found in Annelida. Then parapodia is only found again in Annelida. Then if we talk about capillaries, capillaries are not found in any of these organisms. Fifth one, chitinous exoskeleton is found only in arthropods. Answer is answer number 3. Both annelids and arthropods have a ventral nerve cord. That means the nerve cord is found in the lower part of the body. So the answer is answer number 3. 10th question, which of the following plants is evolutionary closest to Markantia? So if we talk about the order of evolution of plants, it started from green algae and then it evolved into hepatophyta. So this Markantia is coming under hepatophyta. Then they evolved into bryophyta. So an example for this a plant in this bryophyta category is Pogonatum. So the closest plant when you talk about evolution to Markantia is Pogonatum. Answer number 4. Anthoceros is belonging to Anthocerophyta, so that is not the closest one. And then Selaginella, Nephrolepis and Netum, they are not close because they are much more developed than Markantia. So answer number 4. 11th question is about dicotyledonous plants. So the first statement says stamens produce megaspores. That is wrong. Stamens produce microspores. The second statement, pollen grain has 2 openings. Wrong. In dicotyledonous plants, pollen grains have 3 openings. Third statement, seeds are present within carpels. That is the correct answer. So carpel means the stigma, style and the ovary, and we know inside the ovary there are ovules. So after fertilization, those ovules will develop into seeds. So the answer is number 3. Fourth statement says perianth may be present. Wrong. In dicotyledonous plants there is no perianth. There will be a distinct calyx and corolla, which means there is no perianth in dicotyledonous plants. Fifth statement, vascular bundles in the stem are scattered. That is wrong. They are arranged in a ring in the stem. If we talk about the cross section of the stem in dicotyledonous plants, we can clearly observe that vascular bundles are arranged in a ring. So the answer is answer number 3. The 12th question, which of the following statements regarding the epidermis of a plant is correct? Okay, the first statement says it usually consists of several layers. That is wrong. Epidermis is always a single layer. The second statement says it is a permanent tissue. That is correct. Third statement, root hairs are multicellular projections. That is wrong. Root hairs are unicellular. Fourth one, trichomes are specialized epidermal cells. That is also correct. The fifth statement, deposition of suberin in epidermal cells prevents water loss. That is wrong. To prevent water loss, they will have cutin or lipid protein, not suberin. So here there are two answers, answer number 2 or answer number 4. Both are correct. The 13th question, select the correct statement regarding the adaptations of plants for efficient photosynthesis. First statement says plants are branched in a pattern that is suitable to absorb the maximum amount of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. That is wrong. Branching does not have anything to do with the absorption of carbon dioxide. Second statement, large leaves are present in plants growing in dry environments to maximize light capture. That is wrong. In dry environments, the plants will have small leaves to minimize water loss. Third statement, leaves of some plants are arranged almost vertically to get the maximum amount of light. This is wrong. To get the maximum amount of light, they will have a more parallel arrangement. If they are arranged vertically, that is to minimize the amount of light. Fourth statement, leaves of some plants are arranged horizontally to avoid damage by over intense light. Again, that is wrong. So 3 and 4 are related. If the leaves are vertically arranged, that is to reduce the amount of light. If the leaves are horizontally arranged, that is to increase the absorption of light. So the fifth statement, plants grow tall to avoid shading by neighboring plants. That is correct. So the answer is answer number 5. 14th question, during the opening of stomata, and they have given 5 statements. So the first statement says sodium ions are actively transported into guard cells. That is wrong. K plus ions are actively transported. Second statement, turgor pressure of guard cells reduces. No. During the opening, the stomata will open because the turgor pressure increases, not decreases. Third statement, carbon dioxide content in the substomatal cavity increases. That is wrong. It does not happen during the opening. Fourth statement, water potential in guard cells decreases. That is correct. So when the water potential decreases, more water will flow in, helping them to open the stomata. Fifth statement, potassium ions are passively transported into the guard cells. No, that is wrong. It's not passive transport, it's active transport. 15th question, select the correct statement regarding nutritional requirements of plants. Iron is a macronutrient required by plants. No. Second statement, deficiency of sulfur can be identified by chlorosis of older leaves. That is wrong. If younger leaves have chlorosis, only it is a deficiency of sulfur. Third statement, magnesium is a component of carotenoids. That is wrong. Magnesium is a component of chlorophyll. Fourth statement, deficiency of nitrogen causes chlorosis mainly in young leaves. No. Deficiency of nitrogen causes chlorosis mainly in older leaves. Fifth statement, molybdenum is required for nitrogen metabolism. That is correct. So the answer is answer number 5.